Find a position where your body feels supported and steady, perhaps noticing the way your feet press firmly into the floor, feeling that solid connection to the ground beneath you. As you begin to settle, you might notice the natural rhythm of your breath as it is right now, without needing to change a single thing about it. Perhaps observing the slight rise and fall of your chest, or the gentle expansion of your ribs. You may feel a sense of restlessness, and it is perfectly okay to let that feeling be present as we begin. There is no need to push it away or try to quiet it down immediately. Instead, imagine it simply as energy that is ready to move, ready to evolve. We are going to begin a quiet walk together. Imagine yourself at the entrance of a private, peaceful garden. The air is exactly the temperature you find most comfortable. Your feet feel stable and certain on a path of soft earth or smooth stone. Take a single, intentional step forward. As you do, notice how your shoulders might soften just a fraction, almost as if they are releasing a weight they've been carrying for a long time. Take another step, and as this foot meets the ground, allow any tension in your jaw to dissolve, letting your teeth part slightly, releasing the need to hold tightly to any particular thought or plan. Step again, further into the greenery, and notice the muscles around your eyes and forehead smoothing out, like the surface of a still pond. Each step you take on this path is an invitation to leave behind the expectations of who you were supposed to be by now. Every footfall is a quiet permission to simply be who you are in this moment. You are walking deeper into this garden of your own inner wisdom, a place where time moves differently, where things grow and change at their own natural pace. Perhaps you notice the scent of damp earth or the subtle fragrance of blooming flowers. Let these sensations anchor you here, in the physical reality of your body and the safety of this space. If that restlessness stirs again, you can meet it with that quiet phrase you chose: it's okay. It's okay to not have all the answers yet. It's okay to be at a crossroads. It's okay to be exactly where you are. Continue walking slowly, letting each step grow heavier and more relaxed. Your legs feel strong yet fluid, navigating the path with ease. As you move deeper into the garden, the noise of the outside world begins to fade away, leaving only the sound of your own steady breath and the soft rhythm of your transit. You might notice a light breeze on your skin, carrying with it a sense of openness, a sense that the horizon is much wider than you once believed. In this space, you are not bound by the blueprints you drew years ago. You are free to observe the landscape as it is now. Take a few more steps, feeling the grounding pressure of the earth against the soles of your feet. Each step more deliberate, more present. Now, as the path opens up into a small circular clearing filled with soft light, allow yourself to come to a gentle halt. Standing here, you feel fully arrived in your body, fully present in this moment of quiet possibility. Take a slow breath in through the nose and a long, sighing exhale, letting the air carry away any remaining urgency. You have arrived in a place where it is safe to look at the life you once wanted with compassion, and to realize that you are now standing on the threshold of something entirely new. Allow yourself to feel the stillness of this clearing, noticing how the restlessness has begun to shift into a quiet, focused energy, an energy of curiosity. From this place of grounded ease, you can begin to look at the older versions of your dreams with fresh eyes, seeing them not as failures, but as the soil that has nourished the person you are today. You are standing firmly on your feet, ready to look inward. As you stand in this internal clearing, you might notice a collection of old maps scattered along the grass. These are the plans you once made for yourself, the visions of where you thought you would be by now. Perhaps there is a specific map for your career, or one for the way you thought your relationships would look, another for the level of vitality you expected in your body, or even how your spiritual life was supposed to feel. You can look at these maps with a deep, quiet kindness. They were drawn by a version of you who was doing their best to navigate the world with the information they had at the time. But sometimes, we find ourselves clutching a map of a city we no longer inhabit. You might feel a subtle tension in your chest when you look at these old expectations, a quiet whisper that says you are not where you expected to be, or that because you haven't reached a certain destination, you are somehow lost. Allow yourself to witness that thought without judging it. Notice how it feels to carry the weight of a dream that has become too small for the person you have become. It is a profound act of honesty to admit that you have outgrown the life you once wanted. It doesn't mean the old dreams were wrong. It simply means they were a bridge, and you have already crossed it. If you feel that restlessness stirring again, that urge to be somewhere else or to have it all figured out, invite the word allowing to resonate in your mind. Allowing the past to be exactly what it was, allowing yourself to be exactly where you are, and allowing the future to be unwritten for just a few more moments. Feel your feet pressing firmly into the cool, supportive ground beneath you. This is your true north, the present moment. From this solid foundation, you can start to ask yourself new questions, questions rooted in who you are today, with all your gathered wisdom and experience. What does abundance feel like to you now, in this very season of your life, stripped of the old pressures and shoulds? Perhaps it isn't a specific number or a rigid status. Perhaps it is a sense of flow, a feeling of choice, a quiet confidence in your ability to provide for your needs while remaining open to new directions. Consider your relationships, the ones that have shaped you, and the space that exists for new ones to grow. If you let go of how you thought your social circle or your partnerships would look at this age, what kind of connection do you actually crave today? Notice if there is a pull toward more depth, more authenticity, or perhaps more lightness. Spend a moment breathing into the area of your health and vitality, not comparing your body to a past version, but asking it what it needs to feel vibrant right now. Maybe the direction is no longer about pushing harder, but about listening more closely. Allowing your body to be a partner in this new journey rather than a tool to be managed. And your spirit, that quiet, enduring part of you. What is it seeking in the silence? You are allowed to change the way you see the world. You are allowed to find meaning in places you never would have looked 10 years ago. It's okay. It's okay to not have the new map fully drawn yet. In fact, there is a certain power in the blank space, a freedom in saying, I am opening myself up to directions I haven't even imagined yet. Visualize the old maps beginning to soften, their ink fading into the grass, their edges dissolving into the earth. They are becoming part of the ground you walk on, supporting your next step, even if you don't know exactly where it leads. You are not stuck. You're in a state of unfolding. Feel the expansive quality of that word, unfolding, like a leaf slowly opening to the sun. It doesn't have to happen all at once. It just has to happen truly. Breathe into this space you've created, this room for new options, this invitation for your life to surprise you. You possess a quiet strength from everything you have survived and everything you have learned. And that strength is what will guide you as the new vision begins to take shape. Not because you forced it, but because you were willing to let the old one go. As you sit or lie here, in this wide internal space of allowing, you might begin to imagine a moment in your near future, perhaps only a few days or weeks from now, a moment where the old restlessness usually finds you. Imagine a specific scene. Perhaps you are sitting at your desk, or walking through your home, or looking out a window. And in this moment, you find yourself confronted by one of those old, familiar questions about where you are going or what you are doing with your life. Specifically, notice a moment where an old expectation, a version of success or a relationship dynamic you once chased, rises up to meet you. Feel the texture of that moment. Notice the environment around you, the light in the room, the sounds in the distance, and notice that familiar spark of urgency, that habitual feeling that you should already be somewhere else. But this time, something is different. This time, you have your anchor. In this imagined future moment, you feel your feet pressing firmly into the floor. You feel the solid, dependable ground beneath you, supporting your weight without you having to ask. As that old restlessness ripples through you, instead of tightening around it, you choose to breathe. You hear that quiet, steadying phrase echoing in the back of your mind, unfolding. See yourself in this future scene, standing at the crossroads of an old habit and a new possibility. The old habit wants to judge the gap between where you are and where you thought you'd be. But as you breathe, you realize you are allowed to be exactly here. You witness yourself responding with a new kind of quiet strength. Perhaps someone asks you a question about your plans, or perhaps you are simply alone with your thoughts about your finances or your health. Watch as you meet those thoughts, not with a flinch, but with an open hand. You are allowing the vision of your life to be updated. You are letting the you of today speak louder than the you of 5 years ago. See yourself moving through your day with this new curiosity. If a thought about money arises, instead of the old pressure, you hold a space for a new direction. You say to yourself, it's okay to want something different now. If you think about your relationships, you allow the possibility that what you need today is far more nourishing than what you once thought was essential. Notice how your body feels in this future rehearsal as you give yourself permission to outgrow the past. The chest feels a bit broader. The shoulders drop away from the ears. The breath moves deeper into the belly. You are practicing the art of being a person who is currently becoming. You are not a finished product struggling to stay intact. You are a living, breathing process. Visualize yourself finishing that day in the future, perhaps laying down to rest or finishing a meal, and feeling a profound sense of integrity. Not because everything is figured out, but because you were honest with yourself, because you didn't force yourself back into a shape that no longer fits. Feel the relief in that honesty. It is the relief of no longer having to defend a dream that has already served its purpose and passed on. You are clearing the soil for what is actually ready to grow. As you hold this image of your more resilient, flexible self, notice that the restlessness has transformed. It is no longer a frantic pacing. It has become a gentle vibration of readiness, a quiet hum of what else is possible. Let this feeling of being at home in the unknown settle into your bones, knowing that your feet are on the floor, your breath is in your body, and you are simply unfolding. Take a moment to really inhabit this version of you, the one who trusts their gathered wisdom more than an old map. You are ready to listen to what your life is asking of you in this precise moment. In this space of readiness, you might notice that the pressure to have a finished plan has begun to dissolve, replaced instead by a quiet permission to be a work in progress. You are standing in the center of a life that is still being written, and the pen is in your hand, even if you are only currently deciding on the first word of the next chapter. There is a profound honesty in admitting that what used to matter has changed. It is not a failure of character to want different things for your body, your spirit, or your wallet than you did 5 or 10 years ago. It is an evolution. Allow yourself to sit with that truth. You are allowed to be different now. Perhaps you can feel a sense of expansion in your chest as you release the obligation to be your younger self's idea of a success. That person was doing their best with what they knew, but you know more now. You have more data, more depth, more nuance. You have earned the right to change your mind about what a good life looks like. As you move forward from this session and back into the rhythm of your day, you might carry a few simple, grounding truths with you. Let these words land softly, not as commands, but as gentle reminders you can find whenever the path feels unclear. I am allowed to outgrow what I once prayed for. My worth is not tied to a plan I made before I knew who I was. It is safe to be in the not knowing while the new vision forms. My restlessness is an invitation to explore a wider horizon. I trust my feet to find the ground and my heart to find its way. Imagine yourself encountering a moment later today or tomorrow where that old familiar feeling of being behind or being lost starts to murmur. See yourself pausing, feeling the firm connection of your feet against the floor, and exhaling a long, slow breath. Instead of rushing to fix the uncertainty, notice yourself simply saying, "It's okay, I'm just unfolding." Notice how that one small shift changes the energy of the moment. You aren't lost, you're in transition. You aren't stuck, you are gathering your strength. Give yourself credit for the courage it takes to look at your life with this much honesty. It is much easier to stay in a life that is too small for us than it is to step out into the open air of a new possibility. You are choosing the more vibrant path, the one that respects who you have actually become. Lean into this feeling of being open, of being spacious, of being someone who is brave enough to wait for the right direction rather than taking any direction. Your relationships, your health, your relationship with resources and spirit, they are all living things. They are allowed to change seasons. They are allowed to be reconsidered. As we move toward a time of quiet reflection, realize that you don't need to hold on to these insights tightly. They have already been planted. You have cleared the ground. You have acknowledged the truth. Now, you can simply let the process happen. Stay here for as long as you'd like. Let the music continue while you simply reflect, breathe, and allow today's experience to become part of your momentum. Before we finish, I'd like to leave you with one thought. No two minds are exactly alike. Your experiences are unique. Your challenges are unique. Your goals are unique. So your sessions should be unique. At My Momentum, every session is created specifically for you, shaped around your goals, your experiences, and the way your mind works. Visit mymomentumnow.com to create your own personalized session and discover what becomes possible when your mind is guided in a way that's uniquely yours.